It's the NFL on EA Sports, where representatives from the AFC and NFC will square off. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. Coming up next.
A full house expected here tonight, over 70,000, and the fans still filing into Mercedes-Benz Stadium just west of downtown Atlanta. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Set to do the honors, and we are underway from Atlanta. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. He's to the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 78 yards. And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. One play in the end zone on a long touchdown pass. You knew they wanted to get him involved. He's their go-to guy. First play, though, wow.
Yeah, and I remember when I was playing, something similar happened. I remember getting to the sideline, and my coach said, so what in a scouting report with circling him, putting a star by him, did you not
What'd you
get
miss?
that he was a good player? And that's the question I would have for them now. You know, as you said, he's a go-to guy. How is he not covered? No, I should say, covered well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here are the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. They are led out by their veteran quarterback hailing from Michigan State, and we like that. It's Kirk Cousins.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
I haven't been a defense coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on 1st down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Cousins. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive. They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground with Robinson. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd down and 13. Cousins now. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive, and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On play action, it's Mahomes. Now, quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now it's Mahomes again. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
On first down, Mahomes. That is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. This is caught. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Escape. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. Being chased out left. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Short throw caught by Pitts. No gain at all. Bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Cousins on the keeper. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Cousins to throw it this time. Kadero Hodge has it complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
Game with a lot of contact. Tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Play action now. Cousins. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw is Cousins. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I'd say that he learned from his costly red zone pick earlier in the game, because this time he puts the throw away from where any defender can make a play on it. Unfortunately, he also sailed it over his intended target, and that doesn't work out well either.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Cousins. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Throw left side, completion to Rice. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Mahomes. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Butker's kick here is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
You know what we need, baby.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this 1st half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. This is 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's complete to Mooney. And out across midfield down to the 45. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he's going to get this one across. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you, too.
Well, no sooner do the teams get to the locker rooms, and they're running right back out. Halftime over, 3rd quarter, ready to go. Welcome back. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the 2nd half on EA Sports. Ray McCloud to return. And he returns this to the 22. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing, Cousins. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Robinson up the middle. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. We'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Looking for Hopkins, and he's got him on the crossing route. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride, and I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm, they've been sharp, they've been on it, and they pick up another 1st down there.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Second and 5 at the 9-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Noah Gray from 6 yards away. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. Back now in Atlanta. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. George Karlaftis, his 2nd sack of the night.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Cousins now. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square. Tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. That's complete to Dwelly, his tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. Well, they take a chance there on 4th and 1, but it's a gain of 3 and a new set of downs. Now Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. They'll throw again. Cousins. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Defense.
So a potential big play by this defense wiped out by the face mask.
And disappointing because it was so unnecessary. They had the sack, but the officials are definitely keeping a close eye on the quarterback, especially the referee. They were able to spot that one immediately.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, 43 yards. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's Pacheco once again. And down to the 36-yard line here. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
Holding offense.
What's the deal, y'all?
That one's on the former Patriot, Joe Tooney. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Pacheco headed right. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big gain there, and that should To put this one in the win column. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice.